So, oh, we're live. Awesome.
We're live.
Lights, camera, action.
All right. So I just got access to LinkedIn Live, and it's probably the best news I've heard, in weeks. It's been a pretty wild last couple of weeks, and I thought we would take similar format to Wrapping with Wrapify, and we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna start recording. We just started recording. So hide your kids, hide your wife, because I have LinkedIn Live, and I'm so
watch out, world.
We've got our both of our sales directors, our head of BD just joined. Hey, what's going on, Doug? You're live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Super excited about this. So we're going to keep this really light, but I wanted to see, and everybody, if you want to participate in the commentary, definitely ask us questions. Let us know what we can help answer. But I think that the topic of today's conversation is, what have we learned so far? Today we're a couple weeks into this. Last week was like our first full week of work from home. I'll start it off with something pretty comical. So I had to go to the store. I was, to go get some groceries, and we're doing everything we can to start using more delivery, things like DoorDash to help us get, groceries and food and stuff like that, so that we're, furthering our social distancing efforts to help flatten the curve. But while I was at the store, everything was pretty much ransacked. And one of the items on the list of things to get was bacon. So I went to go grab some bacon. All the bacon was gone except for one package of duck bacon. And I'd never heard of duck bacon, didn't even know it existed. But I said, you know what, I'm not going home empty-handed. I'm not going to deal with the ramifications of not bringing home something. I'd rather deal with the ramifications of bringing home the wrong thing, because it's like a trade-off, right? So I brought home the duck bacon, and it was pretty freaking good. It was pretty good. Like we ended up eating duck bacon instead of regular bacon. So it's all about like adapting and reacting to your new reality. And in that moment, I learned there's such a thing as duck bacon, and I also learned that it's actually pretty good. So I don't know. We got three other folks online, but why don't we just go around robin with the stuff that we've learned so far? Why don't you kick it?
I'll hop in. So two things I've learned. First thing is the importance of routine. My wife and I, we'd switch off going to the gym every day, but now our gyms are closed. So the first few days of this, I was wondering, okay, how am I just going to get the COVID-20? Like, how do I fight this? Good thing. Shout out to Fitbod app. They have a body weight only workout option. Here's the bad news though. I think I'm more sore from working out body weight only than I was when I was in the gym. So I don't know what that's saying. Maybe I'm heavier than my bench press, or I just need to work out more. So, and then the second thing is, all my days of cutting hair in college paid off, because my barber is not open for business right now. So this weekend I had to get the clippers out and try it on myself. That's why I don't show the back, but those are the two things. Like, you have to, the importance of schedule, like maintaining a schedule when things are all array is super important.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of piggyback off of that, first off, love Fitbod. They also went through the launch incubator. We're also a launch incubator alumni. So hats off to seeing another great company emerge from an amazing incubator. Second, I mean, just dovetailing off that, I noticed that my sleeping and eating and just a bunch of things are out of order, and I'm doing everything I can to go to bed at the same time as I'm normally going to bed, eat at the same time, so when we do get out of this, because this too shall pass, we're not all in disarray.
I'll jump in. I think I'm going to go with the two things, stick with Jason's foray. But the first is that it's amazing to me how much can change on an hour to hour basis in this situation. So I think adaptability, and that comes internally, how we talk amongst each other here at Wrapify, our outreach to our clients that we've worked with for years and people we want to connect with, and just how we're, trying to navigate the landscape. It's amazing how quickly things change, and it helps to be able to, thank God for Zoom and this other technology, to be able to jump on Slack, jump on Zoom, have a conversation. Okay, we just found this out. How are we going to react and how are we going to push out? So I think being able to adapt quickly, change quickly has been something that I've always known, but now, with an hour to hour landscape, it's pretty remarkable how important that is nowadays. And the second is something I've pushed out. I mean, anyone who's ever read anything on LinkedIn is just, a bigger push into empathy, because it's affecting everybody, but it's affecting everybody in not everyone the same way. I have kids, Jason has kids. So when you have kids, it affects you with the homeschooling and the craziness of trying to keep them distracted. People have pets, dogs, older family members who are sick or whatever. So just understanding that just because it's not affecting you in one way doesn't mean it's not affecting someone else totally different. So in my conversations and my outreach is just always, how are things going? How are you doing? And then, obviously getting to a more in-depth conversation about work and life, et cetera. But those two things, I think adaptability and empathy along, as we walk through this all together, which I think is one of the actually positive things, that we're all kind of doing this together, not just Wrapify, I mean, everybody. So trying to put a positive out of something that's really rough right now. Those are my two things.
That's awesome.
Nice. I'll hop in. One of the things I'm surprised by is how much more often I'm connecting with friends, colleagues, family because of this. I would have thought I would have less going on and therefore I'd have less to talk about. But I'm calling my parents on their Facebook portal almost every day. Not because I'm worried about them, just because, to Doug's point, everything's changing so fast that it's like, call them, see how they're doing, what happened at the grocery store today, how's your supplies, like what's going on, and doing that with friends too. I'm actually connecting with people a lot more, even though it's over video, which is strange because I would have thought it went the complete opposite way, because you're just not seeing people in person or you don't have as much to talk about or whatever. But that time freeing up is actually more conversational now. So that's been great to actually connect with people more. And the other thing is there's time to work on a lot of different things personally. So you might not be able to do a lot of group things, but you can read books that you haven't read. You can watch documentaries you can read that you haven't watched. You can do a lot of things from both work and personal that maybe I'll get there when I get there. Maybe I'll read that book some other time. And now's the time to really, really focus on that stuff, learn, create, and kind of build this wave of things. Because James, to your point, when things pick back up again, it's like you might have some good habits that you can develop now that you could keep going into that time. So those would be my two.
That's awesome. I mean, going off of everything that you guys have just touched on, I mean, I think there've been a handful of things that I really like about getting to work from home that I didn't think I was going to like as much. One of them is the speed of response from when I do outreach or do reach out to somebody to get them onto a Zoom call is really quick. Normally we would be scheduling stuff a week, 2 weeks out, and then I'd be padding my daily schedule with enough time to get to and from where I need to go. A lot of that time is now being leveraged to hop into a quick call and talk to somebody. I'm noticing that people are more willing to hop onto a quick Zoom call than I thought they would have been. This weekend, having a little bit of cabin fever from sitting inside pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, I learned that there are things you could do outside while still maintaining social distancing. I love driving. I mean, big part of the ethos behind starting Wrapify is combining my passion for driving, motorsport, cars, and in the gig economy. And I also noticed you could get on your favorite driving road and go for a quick spin, and there's not very many people on the road, which is nice. Which that was a nice added benefit. The other thing that I was also noticing is just the amount of miles that I've run. I'm not a runner. I've had knee surgeries and I've pretty much broken like everything from all the years of action sports. And running is not normally a thing that I do, but I've been more excited about getting to go outside and go for a quick, 2-3 mile jog than ever before. So it's, getting, because I can't go to the gym, I can't go do all the things that I normally would do to get that exercise. So it's been amazing to watch society adapt to this. It's also been amazing to watch this business adapt to the different changes that we've all had to deal with. Is there any other commentary we want to touch on before we hop off?
I think that's it. Develop a routine. That'd be my biggest thing. Like, even though you're at home and kids are home and things are crazy, try to maintain or develop a simple routine, from working out to, like James was saying, eating, when you're going to sleep, and then continuing business as usual. Don't let the day happen to you. Try as much as you can to happen to the day, because news is happening to us every single second. So take ownership and develop a routine and download this app.
And I think back to what Jason and James and Brian said, actually, sorry, not you, Jason, but connecting. I mean, I sit alone in my apartment during the day, and, it's funny that you pick up and you speak to people you haven't spoken to in a while. An old coworker reach out to me based on a LinkedIn post, and we had a very nice back and forth. One of the benefits about not having to commute to a meeting, not having to commute to work, is there is more time in the day now. And to be able to reach out and talk to people, both business and personal, it's a nice thing. And now we all have something in common to fill that little awkward void when you haven't spoken to someone in a while. So, I would say reach out, connect as much as you can.
Awesome. Well, if you have any comments, suggestions for future live streaming or LinkedIn live use, definitely shoot me a quick message on LinkedIn or send me an email. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're gonna close this one up as our first live stream on LinkedIn. Really appreciate it. And definitely check out outbound.tv. All of this content is being syndicated on Outbound TV. Use your delivery services to get the stuff that you need, and keep maintaining those social distancing measures. Thanks all for tuning in.